Now, my first question is, what made you want to become an RA?
Um, right when I moved in, I knew I wanted to be an RA. I've always been a leader in high school, whether it's been through certain programs, stuff like that. So coming in and seeing what an RA actually does and seeing what I did as a student last year, a lot of it had the traits of what an RA entailed. So I'm like, why not try and go for it?
Okay. And you had to take a class to prepare yourself for being an RA. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a really crazy process. You start out with a resume and a cover letter, 4 different references. Then you get put into a group process if you pass that to see how you interact with people. You don't want to interact too much and be like a bossy leader, but you don't want to be shy. And it's about finding that common balance of teamwork. And then if you pass that, you get put into an 8-week workshop called the Lisa Workshop, where you do a bunch of different things, really learning exactly what the RA job entails. It's a very long process, but definitely worth it with 3 different projects, community service, putting yourself in different positions, stuff like that, and planning programs. Very hard, very time consuming, but it also gives you the responsibility of what you'll have to do as an RA when you get the job.
Can you give me any specific examples of what you had to do during the Lisa course or the workshop?
Yeah, well, it's about a 3-hour course once a week where we sit there in a room with there's about 10 people in my class, and we talk about different situations an RA might have to entail, like an alcohol bust in a dry hall, what to do in a marijuana situation, suicidal thoughts, coming in and talking about studies, how to approach like an academic conversation, and ways to talk to your residents when you're in the hall. Also planning process, how to work with your staff that you're going to be working with. So overall, it really sets you up very, very well coming into the job. It's really hard because you have to put about, I'd say, 10 hours a week out of class into your work. We have journals that are due every week that kind of go over what we learned in the class that week, so stuff like that.
Okay. And what would you say is the biggest perk to being an RA?
There's a lot of perks. First off, you get free room and board. So right there, that's about $10,000, and they pay for your meal plan both semesters. So there's an extra $2,000 on top of that. And I also get paid $350 a semester with a stipend. So you get that, and of course that's great, saving yourself and your family a ton of money, almost like I said, $12,000. But it's the community and the staff you get to work with. It's not all about, the money and free stuff. But the amount of friends and relationships I've made throughout just the past 15 weeks in my first semester as an RA here in Olson, it's just crazy the amount of people I can affect. People come to me asking questions, and like I said, I've always had a heart for people and helping others, and this RA position just really puts me in a prime opportunity to do that.
Okay. How have things changed for you since becoming an RA? How is college life different being an RA now and a student rather than just being a student like you were in your freshman year?
Time management and the amount of time I have throughout the day. We have community hours where our doors should be open about 2 hours every day for residents to come in and talk to us. We have staff meetings that last about an hour and a half to 2 hours every week. Residential one-on-ones that I have to do and try and talk to all my residents. There is a lot of extra work. I mean, they say you need to put about 25 hours of schoolwork outside of the classroom to study. To fulfill the RA job, there's about good 10 extra hours on top of that. It's very difficult, very hard. It's a 24-hour job. It really is. You never know what you're going to get. We have duty that we have to go on, duty rounds, which is walking around buildings at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, midnight, and on weekends, like Friday and Saturday, we have to do a 2 a.m. round. We have lockout situations. This week I just had a lockout at 5 a.m. So that's a call that you're getting at 5 in the morning, and you have to get up and go let this person in and put a smile on your face. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. No, you're fine. It happens to the best of us. So it's a bunch of situations, and you never know what the night will entail when you're an RA, and it's a great position. And although it's very time consuming, I feel that I've been able to manage my time very well. Still have plenty of time with friends. Call my family every night, and I've been doing really great on my homework. You have to maintain a 2.5 to keep the job, so grades are part of it.
Okay. And last question, or second to last question, I'm sorry. You guys actually host events here in Olson Hall, one of which I've had the honor of attending around the snow globe. Can you tell me what kind of preparation goes into an event like that? How do the RAs get together and sort of map out what's going to happen at these events, and how do you make it the best for the students?
Yeah, RAs have to put on 4 events a year, so 2 a semester.
Mm-hmm.
And we are a conjoined staff, so Lake and Olson work together. So there's about 12 of us on staff, and then we have our RHD and the ARHD, who's the assistant. And we all come up and try and plan an event that is somewhat educational and helpful to students. Some are educational, some are fun. One that we do is Quad Fest. Quad Fest was a big one. That's a huge thing done between the Honors College and Lake and Olson.
Okay.
We did a Halloween party called Smash Like a Pumpkin in October to talk about alcohol awareness, things like that, keeping kids out of trouble on Halloween. And then, like you said, we just did the Snow Globe one to show people that there's more than just Christmas and Hanukkah and things like that around the world. There's a bunch of different other holidays that other countries like to celebrate around the holiday season. And I just think it was really cool to show kids that kind of stuff, and it had enormous success.
Okay. And then last question. Ultimately, given everything that you've said here today, what does your job mean to you? What do you feel that it means to you?
My job is my life. I mean, it's not like my life. It's fun. I've always gone by a quote that Coach K always said. People ask him,
You're talking about Coach Mike Krzyzewski of Duke University?
One of my favorite head coaches.
Okay.
He sat and he talked about that he's never worked a day in his life because he loves what he does, and that's what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I get to work with my friends. I get to build relationships with people every day and impact people's lives, and I feel like when I'm gone, whether that's here at Kent or that's here when my life is finished years from now, for people to look back and be able to say that guy impacted my life in a way, that's what the job's all about, impacting others and changing lives.